Incredible stuff was happening in my career. And at the same time, he was going through the trial. It was a lot of stuff to deal with.
You know who I am. This is what it is.
Oh God, I mean, we went through some very traumatic events.
Diddy and Jennifer Lopez's relationship was highly public and not in the best of health. J.Lo has finally spoken out about the horrific relationship she had with P. Diddy, putting to rest years of speculation. Lopez has stated that Diddy's insatiable libidinal desire is the primary reason she despises and has cut him out of her life.
Ambitious, she was ambitious. I was a workaholic, she was a workaholic. I had to have self-control.
Diddy left her apparently quite heartbroken following their brief romance. When asked if she would rather let Ben Affleck or Diddy drown, she responded she would let them both drown.
You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck, and you see Diddy.
Jennifer has been relatively quiet about her high-profile relationship until now. It's even worse than we feared. She says this was the first time in her life that she constantly feared that her partner was cheating on her. Jennifer Lopez and Sean Combs were together for only around 18 months, but that time was one of the most difficult of her life. Now we know how Jennifer's relationship with Diddy really went and how she was able to escape it. It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful. I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, and going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin. Things had grown so bad that she was afraid to stop looking for Diddy in case she caught him cheating. If you feel your partner is cheating on you with other men, the constant fear that he or she might be lying to you must be awful. Jennifer opened up about this difficult time in her life, recalling how she had to go knocking on hotel room doors to find him. I can't remember right now, but I won't say it didn't happen. I never caught him, but I just knew. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple of hours and then never come back that night. And because of it, Lopez had a major epiphany. She was wary about settling down with someone so unreliable. I had to think, do I want to be home with kids in 10 years wondering where somebody is at 3 in the morning? This realization was crucial in helping her see her relationship for what it was, a poisonous dependence that was making her predicament worse. Because of something else, the split was unavoidable. While out partying with Lopez, Diddy got into an argument with a patron of the bar. There were attempts to separate the two and defuse the situation by security, but shots were fired almost immediately. 3 people were hurt.
According to court documents, Combs traded insults inside the club with a man named Scar. The man allegedly threw money in Puffy's face. Suddenly, a fight broke out and gunshots were fired.
2 men were hit in the shoulders and a woman was hit in the face by gunfire. Diddy took Jennifer's hand dramatically as they were leaving the club.
At the end of the day, I think he was not fleeing a crime scene. I think he believed that he was fleeing for his life.
Diddy's Mercedes was pulled over by the police and a pistol was found on the floorboard near Jennifer's feet. Both of them were arrested because they were armed with illegal items. J.Lo was handcuffed and held on a bench for 14 hours at the police station. The officer on duty said that Jennifer was a total wreck.
Obviously, nobody really wants to be arrested. It's a really traumatic experience.
She was crying all over the place. She was just upset about the whole thing. There was, fortunately, no evidence against her, and she was released after 14 hours. Still, it was more than enough to leave her severely shaken. Diddy was still sentenced to time in jail. As a result of the tragedy, the couple found themselves in the spotlight in a whole new way. They gave in to the pressure, and now Jennifer is stuck in a situation she didn't cause. The media was constantly after them, and things between them, despite initially appearing to be ideal, were actually deteriorating. Jennifer loved Diddy, but he was never romantically interested in her. In reality, Diddy never stopped loving Kim Porter even after they broke up.
The 31-year-old rap mogul faced 15 years behind bars. On March 16, 2001, after 3 days of deliberation, the jury announced their decision.
Even though he left Kim for Jennifer, Diddy eventually realized that his feelings for Kim never faded. After considering her options, Jennifer decided that breaking up was the best option. Due to their unhealthy patterns and frequent breakups, he didn't believe Jennifer when she finally ended their relationship for good. Jennifer had to find a way to cut ties with this destructive friendship if she ever wanted to stop holding resentment toward it. She says Puffy knows how much she cares about him. Jennifer and Diddy were once one of Hollywood's most adored duos. They were quite the fashionable couple, and people always took notice of them. For a while, they gave the impression of being head over heels in love with one another. It seemed like fate had brought them together. Jennifer thought Diddy was the only one who really got her. Because he was a star himself, he understood what it was like to have his name in lights just like hers. They knew instantly that they were made for each other. When Diddy and Kim first met Jennifer, he was immediately smitten. Really, it was love at first sight for both of them. Both he and Jennifer were completely smitten with one another. Sadly, after only 18 months of dating, this relationship came to an abrupt end, hurting both parties involved. Diddy thought they should give it another shot, but Jennifer ended things. He went so far as to send Jennifer a box of doves as an apology. Despite its failure to win Jennifer back, Diddy's actions revealed his deep affection for her as a person and his comprehension of the profound effect she had on his life. Jennifer now realizes how destructive and unhealthy that time period was for her, but she was still able to learn important lessons. It takes a lot of inner growth to forgive someone who has committed adultery. Jennifer had it even worse than usual because Diddy was always smitten with someone else. During the interview, she brought up this topic. In his own words, "The Puffy era was just kind of a wild, heightened time in my life. You know, Puffy and I both grew up in the Bronx. He had been in the music business and had all this success. I was just starting and creating my first album when I met him." Jennifer was hurt by the relationship, but she got over it and is doing much better now than before. "It was definitely a moment, but I felt like it was necessary. He was meant to be in my life at that moment to teach me what I needed to know about the music business, about what kind of artist I wanted to be in the music industry." Jennifer tried hard to make this relationship work, but when Diddy took her with him to the police station, she started to come to her senses. Now that she saw the truth, she knew she had to get out of this unhealthy and maybe dangerous relationship. Thankfully, she was successful in doing so. Jennifer's fans are overjoyed that she saw the light and left the draining relationship. As one fan put it, "I remember when Jennifer Lopez was dating Diddy, she was Jenny from the block. After that shooting incident, the block got too hot and she went back to being Jennifer Lopez. Although they may not have been the perfect couple, they may have seemed that way to others. The gunshot was the final straw that broke the perfect partnership's fantasy." As one fan put it, "They seemed so cool, and then the nightclub shooting and learning more about behind-the-scenes stuff at Bad Boy Records, and now I wonder what the depths of the dirt on Diddy is." That's all I have time for today. So long, and see you again soon.